8.6 is solve rational equations. So here are the steps. First, you want to find the least common denominator if there is addition or subtraction in the problem. Then you'll want to combine what you can on each side of the equation, cross multiply, and solve. And you'll want to check the domain for extraneous solutions. So for number 1, we have x minus 3 over x plus 5 equals x over x plus 2. There's no addition or subtraction, so we're just going to cross multiply. So we'll get x minus 3 times x plus 2 equal to x times x plus 5. Next, we're going to multiply. So we get x squared minus x minus 6 equals x squared plus 5x. We want to move all of the x's to one side, so I'm going to subtract x squared and subtract 5x. So we get negative 6x minus 6 equals 0. And to solve for x, I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I get negative 6 equals 6, or negative 6x equals 6. Divide by negative 6, and we get x equals negative 1. And for the domain, this is when we set the denominators not equal to 0. So x plus 5 can't equal 0, which means x can't equal negative 5, and x plus 2 can't equal 0. So x can't equal negative 2. Our answer is negative 1, which is neither of the two cases, so this is going to be our answer. In this next one, we also don't have addition or subtraction, so again, we're going to cross multiply. So we'll get x times x equals negative x squared minus 2. Then we're going to distribute this negative and multiply, so we get x squared equals negative x squared plus 2. Add x squared to both sides, so we get 2x squared equals 2. Divide by 2, we get x squared equals 1. And then square root both sides, and we get x equals plus minus 1. For the domain, x squared minus 2 can't equal 0, and x can't equal 0. So x squared can't equal 2, and that means x squared can't equal x can't equal plus or minus square root of 2. But our answer is not one of the three numbers that x can't equal, so plus or minus 1 is the solution. Next, we have a problem with an addition problem. So we have 4 over x plus x equals 5. So we're going to first find the LCD. The only denominator is x, so our LCD is going to be x. And we're going to multiply everything by the LCD. So then we get a 4 plus x squared equals 5x. And to solve for x, we have to solve the quadratic. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals 0. And that means that's a 4 on top, negative 5 on the bottom. So the two numbers that I'll multiply to 4 and add to negative 5 are negative 4 and negative 1. So we have x minus 4 times x minus 1 equals 0. We're going to set each one equal to 0. And we get x equals 4 and 1. For the domain, we have x can't equal 0. So that means both of these solutions work. In this next problem, we have 5 over x minus 2 equals 2 over x plus 3. So the LCD is going to be x times x plus 3. And we're going to multiply everything by the LCD. And that gets rid of the fractions in the problem. So we have 5 times x plus 3 minus 2 times x plus 3 equals 2x. So next we're going to distribute. So that's 5x plus 15 minus 2x squared minus 6x equals 2x. And this is going to be a quadratic, so I'm going to move everything to one side. So we get negative 2x squared, and we have negative 3x, or sorry, positive 3x, and then minus 6x, so that's going to be negative 3x plus 15. So we want a to be positive, so I'm going to divide everything by a negative, or multiply everything by a negative. So we get 2x squared plus 3x minus 15 equals 0. For the x method, that would be negative 30 on top and 3 on the bottom, but there are no two numbers that will multiply to negative 30 and add to 3. So we have to use the quadratic equation. I'll write that on the side here in case you don't remember. So we're just going to plug in the numbers. So that's going to be negative 3 plus minus 3 squared is 9 minus 4 times 2 times negative 15 over 2 times 2. And we'll get negative 3 plus minus, we're at 129 over 4. And we have to check the domain. So x can't equal 0 and x plus 3 can't equal 0. So x can't equal 0 or negative 3. And since our solution is neither of those, this is going to be the final answer. Okay, next we have 6x over x plus 4 equals 2x plus 2 over x minus 1. So the LCD is going to equal x plus 4 times x minus 1. So we're going to multiply everything by the LCD. So we'll get 6x times x minus 1 plus 4 times x plus 4 times x minus 1 equals 2x plus 2 times x plus 4. Next we're going to multiply or distribute. So we get 6x squared minus 6x plus 4 times x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 2x squared plus 10x plus 8. Then we're also next we have to distribute the 4. So we get 6x squared minus 6x plus 4x squared plus 12x minus 16 equals 2x squared plus 10x plus 8. Then we'll want to move everything to one side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 2x squared, subtract 10x, and subtract 8. So that becomes 6x squared minus 6x plus 2x squared plus 2x minus 24 equals 0. And we want to combine like terms. So that's going to be 8x squared minus 4x minus 24 equals 0. We can factor out a 4. And to factor, that would be negative 12 on top, negative 1 on the bottom. So that's going to be negative 4 and 3. So that means we have 4 times x minus 2 times 2x plus 3 equal to 0. We can divide everything by 4 to get rid of the 4, and we're going to set both equations equal to 0. So we have x minus 2 equals 0 and 2x plus 3 equal to 0. So we get x equals 2 and x equals negative 3 over 2. Next, we have to check the domain. So x plus 4 can't equal 0, and x minus 1 can't equal 0. So x can't equal negative 4, and x can't equal 1. And since both of our answers are neither of these, this would be the solution. Okay, and in this last one, we have x plus 3 over x minus 3 plus x over x minus 5 equals x plus 5 over x minus 5. The LCD is going to be x minus 3 times x minus 5. So we're going to multiply this by x minus 3 times x minus 5. So that means we get x plus 3 times x minus 5 plus x times x minus 3 equals x plus 5 times x plus 3. Sorry, minus 3. Okay, then we're gonna multiply. And we'll get x squared minus 2x minus 15 plus x squared minus 3x equals x squared plus 2x minus 15. Next, we want to move everything to one side. So then we get x squared minus 2x minus 5x equals 0. So that's x squared minus 7x equals 0. So we can factor out an x. And we get x equals 0 and x equals 7. For the domain, we're going to set the denominators not equal to 0. So we get x can't equal 3 and x can't equal 5. And our two answers are within the domain, so those would be our two